Welcome to Power Fridays Live, the channel that aims to make a difference in the world through transformation, spiritual growth, and for entrepreneurs. Our vision is to empower individuals to live their lives with purpose and to make a positive impact on the world. We believe that power and purpose are the driving forces behind success and fulfillment in both personal and professional life. Through our broadcast, we discuss business strategies and techniques that can help entrepreneurs achieve their goals and take their business to the next level. We believe that through sharing knowledge and experience, we can empower each other to succeed and make a difference in the world. Now here's our host, Janelle Pulley.
Introducing Money Just Flew Out the Window by Janelle Pulley. Get your copy of the book, Money Just Flew Out the Window. It shows you how to manage and build family wealth. Discover how to protect your family and your future. How to build a proper financial foundation. Discover reasons why you have been financially unstable. Why financial freedom is important. How to key into the financial liberty your fellow men who have this knowledge are enjoying. Discover ways to retain the freedom regardless of your income. Support the family without stress. And lots more. Get your copy of Money Just Flew Out the Window now.
Price of freedom can never be bought. Life experience is how it's taught. Price of freedom can never be bought. Life experience is how it's taught. Freedom is too expensive for anyone to buy, and yet there are many who always try.
All right.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Power Fridays Live.
Absolutely.
I'm here with my brother,
Do
Coach Dino.
I have enough light? Why it seem like I'm dark?
Yeah, man, you need some more light. Light it up.
I don't want the big light, man. I don't want it to be hot.
I got you.
What's going on here, man?
Yeah, we filling in for the creator, CEO of J. Pulley Agency and Rise Up and Thrive Media Group. Ms. Janelle Pulley, she's out handling some business right today, so we decided to jump in and fill in for her today. Like I said, I have my brother Coach Dino here from Beautiful Men and Women Inc. Phenomenal. What's going on with you, brother? What you been up to?
Man, working hard, trying to watch this, right? Trying to keep it together and get more together, and then keep that together. So, just been like bustling in the grind, and doing. It's amazing when you do what you love every day. So,
absolutely. We're actually I'm excited about this show today. We're actually blessed to have Shanta Brown with us, man. Phenomenal woman. She's been doing some spectacular things out there, and she's a very busy woman. So I'm kind of blessed that we was able to get her on the show today. You know, she's doing so much and with so little. You know what I mean?
Right.
And those are the type of people you have to respect and honor and praise, because you give them a grain of rice and they'll turn it into a rice field, you know what I'm saying? And have that money coming in and stuff. So we're kind of blessed to have someone like this. I wonder if where was she originally from? Because she sounds like she a Brooklyn native, man, because only Brooklyn cats can do that kind of turn. You know what I mean?
You ain't even gonna like this, man. She's straight out of Harlem, man. Harlem, New York.
Okay, that Uptown, the Movers and Shakers Club. Okay.
Yeah. And when I say she's Harlem like for real. Like crazy. Like everything, like she'll go around the way, chill with the people. Like you could see her on the block, you know, on a Thursday night or something like that. She's in the city, and instead of driving home in the traffic, she'll breeze through Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
sit with the people or whatever. And you know, I respect that because, you know, she's in the bodega. You know what I mean? Like she'll drop in the bodega. She go see her people, her family, and whatever. And yeah, man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's nice because it's those type of people that don't forget where they came from. They level up, but they
Right.
still make sure they show their face. They still make sure they take care of their people. They still make sure that they show unconditional love to the places they came from, the struggles they went through.
Right.
A
Right.
lot of times people will move away or level up and move away, and they forget about their past. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't come back.
Right.
But
Right.
when the when the old neighborhood see they level up, they still try to claim them. I mean, that's the situation with Brooklyn and Michael Jordan. We still trying to claim Jordan. Jordan moved
That's
away and never came back. We still trying to say, but he was born in Brooklyn.
Michael Jordan. Like, yeah. But
Yes.
it is good when people can come back to the hood, can come back and you know, like still have those relationships and believe it or not, like be loved by the people that you grew up with, but that
Yeah.
you've, you know, separated from. Like your career path took you over here when some people are still, you know, around the way, still working, still doing whatever it is that they're doing, successful or not. But, you know, her career path took her, you know, other places, took her all over the country actually.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with the fact that I've seen her, you know, take hits, right? We all take hits. I've seen her
Oh,
take hits and bounce back and come back and you know, and make it good, make everything good. And so she's definitely as Elle would say, an around the way girl. Great people, great personality. And again, you know, we're lucky to have her this evening
yeah.
because she be on the move, man. So
But I think that taking hits piece is that defines a real entrepreneur, is getting hit down and then bouncing back up. A
yeah,
lot of people, they take hits and they don't come back up. They quit on themselves.
right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying? They
right.
quit on themselves. So when you see someone that understands and have that massive action mentality, um, where they
Yeah,
can bounce back up.
bounce
Shameless
back.
plug, guys. Shameless plug.
Right.
Massive action mentality where they can bounce back up and just keep going, just keep taking action, and just keep building. Those are the people you want to surround yourself by. They say we're the complement of the 5 people we surround ourselves by, right? If the 5 people we surround ourselves by is bowlers, guess who's gonna be bowler number 6? Right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be conscious of who you surround yourself by. You want to surround yourself by people like Miss Shanta Brown, and we have her in studio. Today's show is going to be called Redefining Success. Shanta's Brown Blueprint for Women Empowerment, live today on Power Fridays live. Um, let's see if we could get Miss Brown in after these quick. We're gonna pay some bills and come right back. All right.
Introducing Money Just Flew Out the Window by Janelle Pulley. Get your copy of the book. Money Just Flew Out the Window. It shows you how to manage and build family wealth. Discover how to protect your family and your future. How to build a proper financial foundation. Discover reasons why you have been financially unstable. Why financial freedom is important. How to key into the financial liberty your fellow men who have this knowledge are enjoying. Discover ways to retain the freedom regardless of your income. Support the family without stress. And lots more. Get your copy of Money Just Flew Out the Window now.
My name is Letitia Bertrand, and I'm chairwoman for AI for Africa Empowerment. I want to say big, huge, massive congratulations to Janelle on her 200th episode of Power Fridays Live. Janelle, I am so super proud of you. You have impacted lives, you have impacted businesses all around the globe with your commitment, your passion, your vision. You have seen this program through to 200 episodes. That is super amazing. I'm wishing you 200 more and beyond. I'm so super proud of you. Congratulations once again, my friend.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Miss Shanta Brown. She's going to give us her blueprint for women empowerment. We're happy to have her here with us today. Miss Brown, we need. What's with you and Dino? Y'all need some lights.
I need some. Is it bad?
It's not too bad, but
I do have a light that I can run and plug up. If it could take me less than 2 minutes, I can get it done.
Yeah, we got to see that beautiful black queen. Come on now, come on.
Okay, so just give me.
Get that. All right, we gonna bring you right back. Yeah, but I'm excited about this episode. We're gonna do a quick deep dive into what Ms. Brown is all about. She's just so inspirational, not just to women, to our people as a whole. Even the work she's doing to get people out to vote is huge. You know what I'm saying? Really Puffy and them talk about rock the vote. Probably shouldn't even say the name Puffy, but they was that rock the vote piece. But what happens after the big promotion and all that? A lot of this stuff stopped, but you have people like Ms. Brown who continues to push the envelope and continues to motivate our people to get out there, because regardless of whether you believe your vote counts or not, it's your vote that got Obama into office.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's your vote that on these bills that put the right people in place to make the decisions. Believe it or not, it was your vote that put Donald Trump in. They say either you plan to succeed, or by not planning, you're still planning to fail, right? And that's the same thing with voting. Either you vote to put the right people in place, or by not voting,
right,
the wrong people get in there, and you know what I'm saying? So your decisions is heavy. Your decisions count. And you want to make sure, especially this year, you want to make sure you get out and vote. And although the show is not about voting, we just got to plug that because this is an election year, and we want to make sure our people definitely get out and vote.
Is that better?
We'll work with it. We'll work with it.
There you go. That's better.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, I'm the only dark one now. Yeah. Yeah. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys today?
Man, we are absolutely wonderful. Glad to have you. Thank you so much. We know you're super busy. And always on the move. And so thank you for being able to take time out. And it's funny. I know, right? Because
Go ahead and let them know all the stuff that nobody really knows.
I know that as soon as you get out of this, you on the road.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm in Jersey. I'm heading straight to the city right after this. Press for time. Telling people I'm going to be there by 8:30. It's 7:15.
Right. So. And so we so appreciate you being able to take the time out to come on and join us and everything, and and share with us. You know, this is, I don't know if you know this, but I always have a little bit of gripe with women that empower women, right?
Yeah.
And it's simply because I know that you ladies also have the ability to empower men. And it's like, but I'm not dealing with the brothers. I'm just dealing with the,
right. That's I'm
and
sorry.
like,
my eyebrows. My eyebrows even.
Oh yeah. Or was it? Do you? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta do my make sure that.
Yeah, it's a ring.
Yeah, ring finger. Yeah. I learn fast. And so yeah, I always want more brothers to be empowered. And sometimes, you know, it's almost like sometimes you get a good piece from a woman. A woman's perspective is definitely needed, especially how you see things, right? We see things the way that we see things. Sometimes the woman, the female lens, you know, the lens of a woman is very, very good.
I think it should, from both perspective, a man's perspective and a woman's perspective should always be considered. Even if it's not what you choose to go with, it should always be considered.
Right. Okay. So, but you just deal with the women.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me. I have something for the brothers, but that's just not my strong area. You know, I know.
I remember being a client. I was a client. You know what I mean?
I got you together in about 2 sessions, right?
I was a good client too, right?
I sent the invoice. I never got paid. I never heard back from you. I never heard back from you as a client, but I definitely heard back from you as a friend.
Oh my goodness. I didn't get the invoice. You must have shot it to that other email.
I must have gone to the junk box.
I did. Yeah, I might have given it to that. And so I think I want to jump right in. I don't know. I seen Devon, he just kind of dipped out.
Disappeared. I
wanted him to read your bio. Your bio is amazing. Some of it that you've done. I know that, you know, as being one of your best friends, one of your male best friends, probably the top male best friend, at least, like, you know, that I'm hoping, you know what I mean? I want to be number one. And you know, to people like yourself. And I know a lot about you, but I wanted to be able to kind of get the reading and give the audience the actual blueprint.
I actually don't know what bio he actually has, because I sent you a bio. And then I sent Devon a bio. So if he went up your bio, I didn't want that bio anymore.
Yeah, but my bio is super short.
Okay, mine's is too. I shortened mine, the one that I sent to him. So I don't know which one he actually has. But either way, we can definitely.
Okay, so watch this, right? Shanta Brown, a mother coach, writer, and serial entrepreneur, started her career journey shortly after being inspired by her own life changes. Her passion is helping, and says women, but I'm gonna put the little men in parentheses, transform their lives. And I think that's a super big piece. And so helping them live within their purpose. Shanta will teach you how to identify your values and beliefs and align them with your actions so you live the filled life worth bragging about. I love that. Prior to coaching, Shanta has worked in real estate industry as a licensed broker. She started Lux Home Studios. Shout out to Lux Home Studios. I remember that.
Lux Home Studios is coming back.
It's coming back. A boutique home staging firm headquartered in New York City, serving New York and the tri-state area. She's also a licensed esthetician, used the ring finger, and operated her own mobile waxing business. Shanta's result-driven, focused primarily on getting and keeping her clients on track, and so they achieve their desired outcome. And so welcome to Power Fridays Live.
Thank you guys for having me.
Coach Shanta.
I have to say this, right? Because you know me, I don't like to think of myself as a perfectionist, but I kind of want everything to, I mean, who doesn't want things to be perfect? At least the things that's in your control.
Right.
Let's try to perfect them. So I actually wrote down on my list this week of things to do. And one of the things was to get interviews. So the fact that this actually came, I swear to you, no lie, I actually, where is it? I have, so that's one thing about me. I got 1,000 notebooks.
Okay. I want you to do me a quick camera favor.
Sure. Is my camera like blurry?
No, I want you to center though.
Center.
Yeah, right. I see one.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, too far.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Boom, right there. Perfect.
Okay. How you like my green? I
love the green. I think the green is green.
Okay. Listen, I don't want to talk about nothing else.
Oh man, this is cool. So catch you up real quick, Devon. I read the bio, Shanta's bio, and so we good to go. So just hit us, tell us like where you are, what you're doing, and we'll take it from there.
It's not how this is supposed to go, Dino, but okay. I like to be but it's cool. It's cool. I ride with that. Okay.
Give us an introduction. Give us
Who is Shanta Brown?
Who is Shanta Brown?
Don't do that. Shanta Brown. I'm just a good, clean, wholesome girl from Harlem.
See, I told you that Harlem piece. I knew it was coming out.
Oh yeah, I got to put on for my folks. Everywhere I go, I got to put on for my city. No, born and raised in New York City. I was a teenage single mother. I've had my share of obstacles that I've actually. How about this? Because here I go trying to sugarcoat. I don't want to sugarcoat shit.
Right.
I have a long line of criminals in my family. My dad, my uncles, my brothers, things like that. So growing up, that was such the norm. It was the norm to be involved in some type of scamming situation, some type of drug dealing situation, some type of illegal just activities. Period. So I come from. That's my background. Sorry, y'all. My phone is actually. Just gonna stop it right now. So it comes on. That's basically what I definitely come from, and it did take for me to actually get in trouble to really decide that this is not the path that I'm gonna go on. So I have been criminal activity free for almost 2 decades.
All right, talk about it.
Almost 2 decades. Is it 2? Yeah, almost 2 decades. Somebody might call me. I might give them some advice, but I'm not. No. But that definitely was my background. It definitely was a norm, and even just engaging in certain activities as you become an adult and you realize like, what the hell was I doing? Like you realize how serious, something you might engage in, and how serious those consequences used to be. But it was so normal growing up in the hood that this is kind of regular stuff. So that's definitely my background. I've always had a love for real estate, and I've always had a love for Donald Trump. don't kill me for that. Only, and this is real estate Donald. It's not presidential. It's not politician Donald.
Right.
So I remember going down to Trump Tower down on 57th Street.
Somewhere.
I remember going in the first time, and I just was so blown away, and I just knew that real estate was something I was extremely, extremely interested in, and that's kind of where it started my my interest for real estate. Fast forward, I want to actually just jump right in because I know we don't have a lot of time. Fast forward to 2020, because I'm going to talk about some of the things that I do. I do short-term rental. Fast forward to 2020. Was it 2020? Was it 21? Well, I think 2020 is when I've had stayed in Airbnbs already, but I wanted to invest in it, but I didn't know too much about it. So 21, I actually joined a mentorship. I had a mentor, and it was a group of us. It was a bunch of us, and some of the people in the group were doing short-term rentals. One of those people who is now my business partner. Her name is Brandy Bates. Shout out to Big B.
Brandy.
Yes, Brandy definitely took me under her wing, and she showed me so much. And you see a lot of things on social media, and if I'm talking too fast, guys, let me know. I am a fast talker.
Oh, you good?
Great. All right. I'm using Southern folks don't like that.
No, you're fine.
I don't really need to breathe when I talk. I can breathe out. So I hooked up with Brandy. She was a part of the mentorship that I was in, and she really, when I say she really held my hand through this process, she was actually giving some tips on the Zoom, and we connected after that, and it went from us talking on the phone, every other day. Once a week to every other day to damn near every day. She's like, listen, just fly to Miami and let's just pull the trigger. I think I'm down to my last $20,000, and I just was like, I'm gonna just do it. And now the truth is, at that time, I think I had got 2 Airbnbs. It depends on the market that you in, how much it's really gonna cost you, depending on, because the first Airbnb I got was in Miami, and the Miami market is just as it's just as expensive as New York City metropolitan area. So the rent was a little high, so I had to pay an extra deposit. So that's what my initial fees were, a little expensive. But I'm also in Atlanta market, and I didn't have to put any deposit down. I think my deposit might have been $250. So when my deposit is $250 versus Miami, my deposit I think is $6,000. That ate up a lot of my
capital work.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's gonna vary. I love Airbnb. I do. It definitely has its pros and its cons, but I think it a lot of people call it real estate, and the more that I do it, I'm realizing it is a tad bit of real estate, but just a tad. It's more hospitality. It's more customer service. It's more about giving people a really good experience. And I'm very big on customer service. I'm very big on taking care of people, making people feel good. That's why I'm an esthetician. I care about skin. I care about you looking pretty. I care about, building your self-esteem up and things like that. So Airbnb more so goes with hospitality versus real estate. And I love it. It's I feel like it's a low level as far as on the investment end. You can get in easily as far as money wise. A lot of people think they're going to get in and it's going to turn right around. They think they're going to, invest $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and next month they're making $8,000 a month, and then they're off to the moon. That's not how it goes. We spoke earlier, and I was telling you during the pandemic, yeah, that might have been a thing because the market was actually so small and big at the same time. You have so many people who want to travel with so little options, so that's why I can place my place so high and knew I was going to get a booking versus now, that makes it a little bit difficult.
Right.
So it has, you just have to understand it. You have to always understand your market. And every city is going to be different. And you have to realize, what does work for me. I would recommend, like straight off the rip, that if you can get an Airbnb close to where you're at first, that's probably the best thing.
Right.
My first Airbnb, I was living in New York. I got Airbnb in Miami. I mean, every time I had an issue, I had to fly down to Miami. I didn't mind, of course, I was going to Miami, but everybody who saw me, they started to realize I wasn't doing any partying. I'm still uncensored. I feel myself being uncensored.
The other way.
There I go. Okay.
Right.
I feel like you definitely should pick something that's local or easy to get to. It would be even greater if you have some type of support system where you're at, where if you have an emergency, you can have somebody check on a guest, or you need a repair or something like that. That's ideal. It's definitely places that I had in DC. We had no one there. I mean, I was always on the phone finding a repair guy, finding a cleaner, finding this, that. So it'd be great if you can, but it definitely can be done without it.
Okay.
Great information. I think if we could back up a little bit, because I think people here, you said like $250 in and $6,000 in, and they're like, to do what? We buying the property? We rent. Okay. What are we doing? So cheap? I do.
Right. So there's definitely different ways of getting into it. I will say the first B&Bs that I actually set up, I went about the wrong way, the complete wrong way. I signed the lease. I had them thinking that I was going to reside there, and I had plans from day one to do Airbnb. And I think about 3 Airbnbs that I actually did ended up getting shut down because I went about it the wrong way. Now the truth is, you can get around it. You can finagle going around a property manager and all that other stuff. But it is a headache. It's very, very much a headache. I don't recommend doing that. I know a lot of people who operate like that and who are making really good money, but it can be a real headache. I've had that headache, and it's hard not to get emotionally involved with it when you're having guests calling you, asking you what's going on. I have the property manager here, I have this person here, I have that person. It's hard not to get emotionally attached to that. And I would be home stressed out, and I have my business partner. She's like, Shanta, please, like, let that girl away. And I just couldn't. I would feel bad, the people's there, they're stressing and, just different things, but I wouldn't go about it that way. The best way to go about it is to ask for permission. I would call up, different properties that you're interested in, call them up, speak to the property managers and ask them, do you guys allow short-term rental? I hate the term Airbnb. Airbnb is used so loosely, and it really is short-term rental. Airbnb is just the platform that it's on. That's it. Right. So call the different property managers office, and I would definitely just ask them, are they open to it? Some people off the rip, they're going to say no. Some people might say you can go through a corporate lease. A corporate lease is actually not that hard to obtain. You do got to have your corporate structure, your business structure set up properly, but it's really not that hard to obtain corporate leasing. That's the best way, because when you are doing corporate leasing off the rip, they know different people are going to be here. They're not expecting to see you every time you come through. Different people are going to be here, so that that takes you off the radar there. You have a lot of buildings that are in different areas that are Airbnb friendly. They do want a percentage of your profits. So let's just say if you go into a property that is Airbnb friendly and they do want, let's just say 30%, you really want to make sure before you sign any lease, you want to do your research. How much is this property going to go for? Does it make sense for me to go into this building? Because this building might want 30, but this building over here might want 20, but this one don't have any traffic, but this one has all the traffic. So you have to, just do some of your own research. See what else. As far as budgeting, I want to talk about that because, like I said, when I started, I was going out and getting. I think one of the first ones that I did, I paid like $2,500 for a bed. That is ridiculous. The bed, and that wasn't included a mattress. That was literally just a bed, 25. So it was in a 2-bedroom. So I spent $5,000 on beds. And I had to get mattresses. I'm always I only use white linens, and all of my Airbnbs. It always gives like a nice, clean hotel feel. If the linens are white and they're dirty, someone's gonna see that. So that's why I always go with white. Of course, you use you have more of a turnover with white linens, but it just gives a more luxury, clean hospital feel. So that's why I would always go with white. What else? So as far as budgeting, if you're doing a 1-bedroom versus a 2-bedroom, or where I have in Houston a 3-bedroom townhouse, that took a lot more furniture, a lot more linens, and the way you will prepare for that is a lot more than versus you doing a studio or 1-bedroom. And I recently, I've seen it done, and I wasn't really interested in it. I was like, nobody really wants to stay in the studio. I seen somebody turn a studio, and it made it into almost a 1-bedroom, and I'm talking about beautiful in Atlanta. I love the Atlanta market. You have their pros and their cons, but I seen him turn a studio that was like $1,400 a month. At minimum, he's charging. I want to say he's probably charging $150 a night. At $150 a night plus a cleaning fee. I'm actually just gonna pull on my calculator really quick. He's making like a lot of bank on that property. So let's just say he's making $150 times. Let's just say at 20 nights. Let's say your property is rented out 20 nights out of the month. That's $3,000. That's not including your cleaning fee. Your cleaning fee can range anywhere between $75 to $150 per stay. So at minimum, after he pays his rent and his utility, he's probably making at least $1,000 to $1,200 profit. Now, some people like, that's not a lot. I'm only making $1,000. I don't really know anything that you can put a couple $1,000 and start making that immediately. Right. Like you just really can't get that type of return immediately. So when you think about it like that, what I always tell people is when you do one B&B and you have it in the black, take that money, go get another one. Because it's one thing for you to have one Airbnb and you're making $1,500 a month. And it's $1,500 a month. No, that's not a lot. But if you have 5 Airbnbs making $1,500 a month, now it feels like something. Now you're really taking care of things. Now that's paying your mortgage. Now that's paying your car note. Now you have a couple of things that you might be, living for free. You might be driving a car for free. You might be paying your kids' tuition and still be able to put some money to the side. But that's after you have invested. You went back and invested 3 or 4 times. And it is not that hard to get there. You just have to be disciplined enough to get there. Some people start, they get one and they get excited with the, making the $1,500 a month and they kind of stop there. And then they also feel like there's no growth, but you have to reinvest.
Before we get too far, because
I'm sorry. Am I going too fast?
No, you're going at the right speed, but I know people listening, they're going to have some questions. I just want to circle back and make sure we tap into it to simplify it a little bit for the average person, or at least the person just starting out. You mentioned a corporate lease. What's the difference between a regular lease and a corporate lease?
So a corporate lease, so no one, a personal lease is you're gonna be personally liable for that. That can go on your personal credit. That can, God forbid, you can't pay your rent or anything like that. That can go on your credit. You can, damage your credit, not be able to rent in places going forward. And like I said, also, it will stop you from, if it's not a corporate lease, you won't be able to have so many guests over, or so many people in and out of your unit. So a corporate lease is basically going to be put in your business name.
Absolutely. And what's the difference? Because I know with the regular lease, you pay maybe a security deposit and and first month's rent. What's the difference? Is it the same for corporate lease?
So it really depends on how your business is structured and how much credit your actual business have. I honestly had a corporate lease, and it's always going to vary. Like I said, different markets. I will say this. We're all from the north, and I mean the north, meaning New York and New Jersey area with things like that. We want so much to lease an apartment. Like us paying $10,000 in an apartment is so regular. That's regular stuff. You want 1 month's rent, 2 months security, broker's fee. Paying $10,000 to move into an apartment is very normal in New York City, whereas other places they're looking at us like you're crazy. Like you could have put down on a house for that, So as far as your I'm sorry, I almost lost my train of thought, but I got it back. As far as with the business, it depends on how established your business is. When they pull your business paydex scores and things like that, and they see that you may not have to leave no deposit. It might be so great that you're good, on a deposit period. You might have to leave a smaller deposit. I really have never seen a situation where getting a corporate lease made you put down more than a personal lease. Personal lease is usually they want more money down, because they're holding you personally liable. They're holding you, liable for personally versus a business.
Right. That's great.
Lease, and I was going to say the corporate leasing usually requires you to have like your tax returns in order. 2 years of tax return. If you don't have 2 years, some places will take 1 year or even a letter from like your CPA and things like that. But every management company is going to be different.
So real quick, I'm a licensed real estate salesperson in the state of New York. I deal in the corporate sector. Just some quick for New Yorkers listening, just some quick things. The laws in New York changed a little bit. So your landlord, if you're renting a personal apartment, he can ask for first month's and security deposit. He or she can no longer ask you for last month's rent deposit, right?
So that means only one deposit now?
So only two. Sometimes they used to ask for first, security, and last. Right. So now they can only ask you for security and that first month's rent. That's it. All right. It's the law now in New York State. So just quick disclaimer. Dino, I know you wanted to ask something.
Yeah, no, I there's a couple of things. I know for a fact that Shanta has worked with some amazing people, and I'm talking about from way back when I met her, when she was doing Lux Home Studios. I know that she was, tapping into real estate, and then she's had so many businesses associated to her esthetician business and so forth. I wanted to get back into the decor part, and how did that become, you know what I mean? Because when I wanted to make a joke, but it would.
First off, the whole decor, and she mentioned paying $2,500 for the bed frame.
Right.
So it could get real expensive. You know what I mean? So
that's on the low end. I mean, right. I always said, my mother always said that I always had champagne taste. Always. Bare money, champagne taste my whole life. So one of my favorite furniture stores is just throwing it out there. Many people have heard of it, but Restoration Hardware. Restoration hardware will make you rethink all the furniture in your house. You want to throw the whole house away, like complete. You're done with it. You will have people, especially if you got the money for it. You will have people coming. Just I don't even want anyone. Just come and get it out of here. But Restoration Hardware, that's one of my favorite furniture stores. And home decor, you can definitely see the thing with about furnishing the B&Bs. You want to find like a middle ground because you can't go too cheap. Because if you go too cheap, then you'll be replacing it. You don't want to go too expensive because then they might damage your stuff, and now now you're trying to fix a $2,500 bed, or you have to throw away something because it's damaged and can be repaired. So you want to kind of find. I have things that I definitely will splurge on, and then I have things that I won't splurge on. So I definitely always splurge on art that goes on the wall. That's first of all, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be there and it's not going to be touched. So and art really gives your place of different vibes. So good art on the wall, good lighting. I always change my light fixtures and things like that. I'm going to spend money on that. What I'm not going to spend money on is on linens. All my linen comes from Amazon Basics. So they have like a section. And I do white. And because it's going to be, a few washes and then we're tossing them. I used to, when I started, I would go to like TJ Maxx. I'm looking for 600 per count. I'm looking for all these, at least 1,000. This is how I sleep. I want my. No, that's done. You have people who sleep in your bed with a face full of makeup. Can't get makeup out the sheets. You have washcloths that girls take. I actually, another thing that I always do, I have these black towels and it says makeup on the towels. And I leave them out for my guests to let them know, wash your face with the black ones, please. So we can, so it's little things that you do, you do to stand out. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to get too lost.
No. Where did that come from in you? Where did you get this home decor? Because one of the things I've learned about, just people, sometimes, you take on a craft, you're not good at it, but you think you're good at it. And, but you have literally like become amazing at home decor and, helping people get
so
there.
I'll say it comes from two places. It comes from actually both of my grandmothers. My grandmother, who I still have with me, and my grandmother who passed about 2 years ago. So my grandmother, who I still have with me, she loved Finger Hut. She was a Finger. Everybody loves, everybody knows that Finger Hut catalog. And I used to love to look through the Finger Hut catalogs and look at the beds, how they were made. That was my thing. I wanted to order all kind of like comforter sets and things like that. Of course, never did. I shared a room with my sister and my mom at the time, so I was never going to have that type of bed. But that was really my thing. I would mark in a book what I wanted to order. My grandma used to mark in a book what she wanted to order, so I would mark in a book too what I wanted to order too. My orders never got fulfilled, but just in case she had, any case, she wanted to give me a little comforter set, and so that's kind of where it started. My grandmother, BG, she lived in a projects my whole entire life, and her project apartment did not look like her. My grandmother, she changed her floors. My grandmother had wood plank floors that everyone is using now. My grandmother had that 15 years ago. We always had carpet in each bedroom. She had carpet in the living room. She has 3 bedrooms. She has 3 bedrooms, and one of the bedrooms she turned into a den. So we live good in the projects. we live very, very good. So she kept a good house. Her place never felt like a project apartment, and she always kept her house neat and clean. And she was very much into decorating. So that's where definitely I'm guessing my love for it came from. Okay. Yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
And one of my pet peeves. I love. That's probably why. I am single now, just in case anybody wants to know. I'm single.
What happened to Michael?
Oh man.
Don't do that. Michael was so guys. Let me just put Michael was a made up character. So don't do that. Michael's gone. But a big pet peeve of mine is I don't really like when someone is over at my house because I like to make up my bed. That's a big deal for me. That's such a big deal. I want you out of my bed so I can make it up.
Wow.
And if you're sleeping later than me, you're there. What do I do?
Right.
But I love a made up bed, so that's a big part of it.
Okay. Devon?
that's That's important though, because a lot of people, how you start your day
Right.
dictates how the rest of your day will go. And when you start your day and you make up your bed and give everything, make it organized, you
Yes.
tend to finish things throughout the day and get things done.
Mhm.
So I understand, but having this conversation, I know you can't have no man without a job because you see him sitting around at home too long. You don't want to throw him out.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's I can only speak from a black woman's perspective. I don't know if that's black women.
All women.
It might be all women. That might be something. First of all, I never, and this is another reason why I'm probably single too. I never want to work harder. I don't want to work harder than you. You as a man shouldn't want me to work harder than you. So if I'm working, if you see me in the moment working, you gotta get up and do something. Do something. I don't care if you're faking it. Get up and do something. Don't let me work harder than you.
Hold on, but what if he got it? Everything is organized and laid out.
We're not making no other scenarios. Don't let me work harder than you. Period.
But that's the real.
What if he a stock trader? You know, he just clicked through on his phone.
Turn on the monitors and have that shit going. Have the lights, the red and the greens, have the charts, play a podcast. You gotta say something. Something has to be. When I turn around and I see you, okay, the charts is going. Let me roll. Let me shut the up.
Right.
You can't be lounging with your feet up and one thing I feel like I'm a very good cleaner. I'm a very detailed cleaner. That's why even when I used to clean, sometimes I used to clean my own B&Bs. It would take me so long because the cleaners they do a job, they get out, they in and out 3.5 hours the most. Me, it's taking me 7 hours because I'm washing baseboards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wipe the headboards down. I'm spray with. I'm doing so much, like I'm cleaning for my own house, and it's very hard for me. So if you see me on the floor, and I had this one B&B. Oh my god, it had the worst floors in there. Hair will always get trapped up, and if you're a black girl, you know we wear a lot of this hair extension stuff. We track hair everywhere. I wouldn't even comb my hair in that house. I would go outside. Literally, my hair could be standing on my head. I would put it down. But the way I would go outside and comb my hair because I didn't want the hair there. But the way I used to mop that floor, I used to sweep, mop, and then I will mop again with paper towel. But on paper towel, I would be on my hands and knees just so I can go through and get it all out because I just wanted it to be clean. I know I used to do that other stuff. My other business partner, Brandy does the same thing. We were here with it, but that's how we clean. And
that level of attention to detail is why you have the type, that quality customers that you have.
I have super hosts on Airbnb. That's like one of the top, type of titles that you can have. I've had super host title. I pretty much had it the whole duration I've been on Airbnb. I think I've lost it at one time because I didn't have enough bookings, because that counts too. But as far as like reviews, I always have 5-star reviews. I'm always checking in with my people. I leave thank you notes for my guests. I handwrite thank you notes. That's still a thing. I leave them small gifts, especially if I know they're going to stay for a while. If I know they're adults, I might get them a bottle of wine or something like that. They tell me that's something that they're doing. They're going to be working. I get them, 2 Dunkin' Donut $5 gift cards or something like that. It's still small things that that makes it very enjoyable for them, memorable for them, and it goes a long way. Like literally 2 $5 Dunkin' Donut gift cards, 1 coffee, and they're ripping and raving about it.
Right.
Nice.
So,
because it's thoughtful. A lot of people in this business is just not thoughtful. It's kind of like dating a woman, right? A woman want to know that you pay attention to the details. She wants you to plan it. She want to know that you thought about this date before you took her out on the date. She wants you to know that you planned it. You thought about the roses, and you thought about how she's getting there, and what she's wearing, and how and how the maitre d' treats her, and she want to feel she was that important, and that's what your clients feel, and people fail to miss. You know what I mean?
Yo, I had a conversation with my man the other night. I went to a tasting down in the city, and one of my boys was talking, and he was recently divorced, and we used to be investment partners and so forth. And it was so funny to paint the picture, right? Here's the boss talking about paint the picture, and it was funny because we were talking about dating and women and the quality, and because she did these things or she did that things, this was the one who was going to get the flowers. This was the one who, you know, opening the door and so forth is like pretty much standard. But
Right.
you know, you always have that one who stands out from others, and she would be able to get, you know, that special treatment. She was getting the breakfast, and she was getting the, you know, and so on and so forth. So I was like, hey, go on with this, because you know, single women have the ability to take those gestures and that framework and try to put it on a man before anything is done. And I'm gonna stop after this, right? Because I'm but without the reciprocating gestures, you know, without the woman acknowledging that I am interested enough in you for you to be able to put some of your real personality here, not just this getting to know you, just dating thing, but some of your real personality. I'm interested in the bigger you, the deeper you. You know, if a man doesn't get those signs, you know, he shouldn't really be in it like that, because you know some women are just out for.
For meal? Is that what you're gonna say?
I was just gonna say, you know, maybe a meal and a good time, and that's her right.
Right.
You know,
You know,
I'm just saying.
right.
You can change and get back to real estate to short.
I'm gonna chime in a little bit on that.
Rental. That's a short-term rental.
Time. First, let me apologize to the audience because we're about to go left.
So glad, because now I got a story too. But no, I'm happy. Thank you for getting
I
started.
want to invite you back, Shanta, because I think we'll get more into the women empowerment piece if we Janelle interview you. Because when you have two guys interview you, we gonna take it left, right.
That's why women showing up just to get a meal, you know.
Right. And yeah, that's crazy. But and just, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Is do you believe chivalry is dead, and do you believe that women deserve, I don't know if it's to be shivered or to be treated, is it something that's supposed to be earned?
I think there's probably levels to chivalry. You know, I feel like Dino said, like off the rip, you go out on a date, you should be opening doors, should open my car. That should come off. That should be no matter who I am or what you're doing. If you're with women, Dino opens my door all the time, you know, when we're together. So that's kind of like a standard. So I think it's definitely levels to it. Do I think it's dead? I think it's becoming extinct. I feel like it's not all, but it's out here so sparingly. It's just I mentioned to Dino, I don't know if it was today or we speak very often. I was saying that, you know, so many guys want to be kind of like pursued and chased, and it's the most annoyingest thing. Like,
those are the lazy guys, though.
Huh?
Those are the lazy guys, though.
I mean, it definitely could be the type of men that I'm running into. I'm not gonna discredit that. Maybe I'm in the wrong places at the wrong time and things like
You're
that.
a product of your environment, babe.
Me and you know, my girlfriend Jay say, you know, you are the sense of the five people you are. You know, we all have that. And I mean, the guys that we're coming across, and it's just, it seems like everybody wants to be chased. I'll tell you this personally. I met a guy very recently. Liked him immediately. Like, said, "Oh, this is cute. This is gonna be cool." And I feel like I'm always pulling conversation out of him, and it's like, and nobody wants to. I'm a woman. You should. First of all, you got my phone number. you know, like you have levels of it's just very weird. So of course, if you said, I know everybody's not an engager, so you know I'm gonna do but it kind of went flatline because I'm just not going to do too much engaging anymore. I mean, I know I always tell you, I know I'm easy on the eye. Not only am I easy on the eye, I know I can talk a little bit to take you somewhere I can have a conversation. Right. But, you know, it's like, why do you think I need to do that? And it's so bad because I see so many women going through that. This is kind of like the times that we live in. Of course, they're always blaming it on social media. How much is actually being exposed out there, and why men feel like they have to do so little. That part is very true. Like,
so Janelle, they're about to burn down your show for what I'm about to say. So a lot of this goes back to women pushing men out of the home.
I'm checking that.
Okay.
Right. And a lot of things women like being, I can do it all by myself. I got this. I don't need a man.
Not all women.
I'm one
of them. I'm definitely one of them. But I got some friends who are
right.
And
but
I see the way they move.
When you have a male child in particular, right? And I had to tell my my son's mother this at one time in life, and people is not gonna like it, but I had to be brutally honest with her. I was like, you're raising your son to be fed to the wolves. Because when you raise him to be a certain way where he don't have the male perspective, because no matter how much you're a woman, no matter how much you think you understand a man, until you have experienced being a man and walked in his shoes and know what he goes through in this world, you have no idea. Just like a man have no idea what a woman goes through. Right? So when you think that you can fill the place of a man, there's a problem with that. And it shows out when the way that young man acts when he in the world. Like, you can't teach him how to talk to a woman, no matter how much you want. So these conversations that the women is trying to pull out of him, the reason nobody sat there, like my son. When I was having conversations with my son, and I see him communicating, whether it be via text message or whatever, I had to teach you don't never end a conversation without asking a question when you're trying to get to know a young lady. You understand what I'm saying? Most people wouldn't think of, but that's how conversation flow. If you want the conversation to go, you ask a question, give her something to respond to. I had to teach him how to really care, think of how she feels and how you're trying to get to know her so that she can feel appreciated, so that she can feel you're interested. You understand what I'm saying? His mom, he's August 1st, he's turning 18.
Okay,
right?
very nice.
He's starting college in a couple of days. So,
congratulations.
Thanks.
I will say, even that little tidbit, some 40-year-old men don't know that.
Right, but a lot of men didn't have the uncles, the people in their lives.
Right. And I mean, to a certain degree, I mean, how do I say this? Because I can be very long-winded. I don't want to be. Basically, at a certain age, you got to take responsibility. Right. Yeah, you know it. And as with me, my criminal background, my family, like the shit that they were doing. Yeah, to a certain degree, like I said, I grew up, and this is very normal to do the things that was going on. But then it got to a point where this is not the right thing to do. So at some point you have to take responsibility. There's so many men, 30, 40, even 50. Communication. That is very, very true. Very, very true. And it's like they're not doing it. And what you said as far as a woman wanting or feeling like she, I guess, can replace a male figure, or having a conversation with you, something like, I feel like a lot of times for women, it's not that we feel like, oh no, I can do this and I don't need nobody, things like that. Sometimes we're just put in position to do that. We have no choice but to do that. And because for me, like I said, I was a single teenage parent. I was a single mom. My daughter, I have a 26-year-old daughter. Single my whole time. And it's not that I wanted to be so masculine, but that was what my environment was. And because I'd done that for so long, that's really what I know. And I had nobody else to teach me to correct that either. So I carried that for so long. Like I said, just with my friend. I'm known him with some of my friends now, and I'm 40 years old. At 40 years old, I'm learning to, I don't want to say to be the damsel in distress, but I'm never damsel in distress. I got the energy that I got it. Y'all don't have to do nothing on me so bad. I don't want that energy, but the truth is, I want to be taken care of. I want somebody. I want that. But because I had to play these roles for so long, I don't even know how to get in character. I just don't.
Part of it is, and correct, some women have to pick up the baton and run the race. But part of it is there are women out there that seriously push the man out of the home. They do toxic shit to push the man out of the home. But then too, there's also the part where you really can't give the excuse that I had to not that you can, but I don't accept the excuse, because then I say, why didn't you pull a brother in to coach your son? Why didn't you pull an uncle in to coach your son? Right? There's men around you. You need to find, respectable men. But you know, do the right thing.
They may not even know that that's something that they really even need to go out and see.
Right.
I know so many younger girls. I always wanted to, and I've never done it, but I always wanted to mentor younger girls, especially teenage mothers, because I was one, and I feel like, I was in their shoes, and I can teach them some things. That is a very, very difficult audience to, or a group of young ladies who actually, those are the hardest. They're going through so much, they're trying to figure so much out. They might be the most difficult to do that. And I always said I wanted to do it, never took the time to really do it. I've seen some, like I've actually come across like some maybe family friends who that I might have had conversations with, and that probably was maybe the reason why I didn't go into that, because it was just so difficult dealing with that. It was so much, so you had to invest so much time and energy and really change their mindset and all of those things. I just didn't have it to really invest in them at that time. But it's just it's hard. It's just hard.
It is, and I'm not taking that away from, because I could sit here and talk all I want. Again, if I haven't walked in your shoes, I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. But I can, from my viewpoint, there's just things that
Okay, yeah. And I get where Devon was coming from, and I believe it or not, I actually get where you're coming from as well, because you've experienced some things, and I can only imagine, right? What it's like to be an attractive woman, right? I can only imagine. However, I do know what it is to be
an attractive man.
Absolutely. I didn't want to say it, but I thank you for finishing. Right. The Ballhead Brothers is ruling right now. And but I think it's difficult on both sides, right? Because how we've grown as people, right? Before, or should I say for those who were before us, they didn't have access to as much as what we have access to now.
Correct.
And because we have access, we're knowledgeable sometimes in different areas, man and woman. And so to try to find some type of commonality and chemistry in those things makes it difficult. There could be two people that are really from the core, with core values, they're really connected, so connected together, but the other things, and for lack of a better term, I'll call them surface things. But the surface things are off because, like Devon said or mentioned, we don't know how to get into the deeper conversation without being offended, without offending, without making it feel as if one is inferior to the next, and so on and so forth. So it's it's a slippery slope dealing with with men and women. I myself.
I'm squinting.
I know you got the sign already.
So lightly, but go ahead. I'm joking.
I'm always in favor of a woman who understands her culture, and some African American or Black women have decided that they didn't want to have any of the traditional essence still within them, that they wanted to move into a new modern thing, which is fine. They have a right to do so. But I it's one thing to have a modern lifestyle and not know your culture. But I think what makes an amazing modern woman is one who understands her culture, because she's able to interact between both worlds.
Right.
As opposed to one who's just in one world and saying, you know, from a modern perspective, maybe not do this for me, right? Even though you have those that say, do this for me. These are the things that I want you to do for me, right? And then these are the things that you can't do for me. I don't want you to do this for me. But the real piece is, again, understanding both sides. And I close with this is, how about us doing this together, right? Where's that at? Where's that piece at? You know what I mean?
Right.
We both have to humble ourselves, the men and the women, to get back to how can we move together, because that's what grandma and them had. That's what mom and them had. That's what culture is. You know what I mean? Us being together. There's nothing separate about culture. Culture is about unity. So anyway, I digress.
And when we swing back to the chivalry piece, right? And this is,
I just want to.
Let me give a disclaimer. My views are not the views of Power Fridays Live. I'm
trying to help you.
Right. So when we swing back to the chivalry piece, so what Dino saying, do this together, I think we're missing that team element, because back in the days when a woman stayed home and took care of the family, took care of the home, she took care. That was her part, right? And the man went out and worked. That was his part. They're working as a team. They're covering the whole entire circle, right? But now everybody want to do the same thing, right? You going, I want to work too. Then who's home to cook? Oh, I'm tired when I come home. You know what I'm saying? You're tired when you come home. So, okay, we'll just order out. So there's no cooking in the home. Nobody's taking on care of the kids. The kids is pretty much raising themselves today, right? Or they call it iPad babies and stuff like that. They're on the iPad, and that's who's raising them, right? And that piece is missing, right? That having that team structure to what your point says, what you want me to do, and what I want, letting each other know what each other wants to be taken care of and how you can help. Like, that's a very important part in making sure you're working as a team, and not, if everybody's doing the same thing, there's a lot being left undone.
Absolutely. Shanta, I know
it's not 70-30, not 60-40.
That's right.
And I'm going to disagree, because it's not even 50-50, right? Because listen, if you're in a relationship, you got to be given 110% all the time, right? Because there's going to be times when she can't give 110%, where you have to pick up the slack, and there's going to be times when she has to pick up the slack because you can't give 110%, right? And if you're in that of the mindset, I already did my 50%, she just got to catch up, then it's a mess. It's a complete mess.
I'm not going to plug any of my programs, but I got something for that right there. I can fix that in the email piece that's coming up. We're definitely talking about.
I actually don't like, and we've talked about this many times before, me and Dino. The way I don't like to give any type of relationship advice. I feel like I'm definitely just not the person. I'm not the expert. I have made some bad decisions. I have fixed some.
We all have.
But that's how we learn, right? That's how we grow.
Yeah, baby, I'm still learning, baby. I'm getting on the school bus. I'm still learning. I'm still in school.
You got the helmet on?
I ain't got the helmet. I'm not on the short bus, but I might have to get an evaluation, because things are not adding up on my side.
Let me ask you this question: do you know what you like?
I do. I think I know what I like.
That's a good question. Do you know?
My son started dating late because his dad didn't want him to lose focus, right? I told him, I was like, yo, you're a black man in this world. All I need you to do is one thing for me. is get straight A's, because you cannot be afford to be a black man and dumb in this world, right? Because this world will take advantage of you. And not only that, he's the first of my children, so I
Okay.
was very protective and secure. I didn't want him out. I was scared of what me living inside of the world and going through certain things. I
Right.
just didn't want him to go through what I went through. He had something happen. He was visiting his mom's family,
Mhm.
and something happened. His eyes swole up, and they had to do surgery on him. And I was pissed because
Right.
I was like, I've lived my life for 44 years, and I ain't never had surgery. How the hell my son is having surgery?
Right.
And I was pissed. But anyways, the whole long short story. Rewind. I'm getting off the topic. Uh, you know, he's just started dating, and I told him, yo, date as many women as you want. And I know y'all not gonna like that. Again, my views is not the views of Power Fridays Live. I told him date as many women as you want, because from my experience, it takes time to know what you like in a woman, or the type of women you like, right? And if you stick and you don't really have that much time, before you know it, you're gonna be 30, and you need a wife and all this other stuff. So you need to really know what you like. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell him this part. It's because of his moment with his mother that I know what I don't like. Right. And
Do you have a daughter?
those lessons was
Do you have
very,
daughters? Do you have daughters?
yeah, I have one daughter.
Okay.
My daughter turned 12 today. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, she turned 12 today.
Okay.
So happy birthday, Amelia, if you ever see this. uh, you know, and it's crazy. The Speaking of my daughter, it's crazy how differently I train the two people,
I was gonna mention that.
right? But anyways, I told my son, you really have to learn what you like before you commit to settling down and stuff, because you know, as a grown man, it took me a while to know what I like
Right.
before I can say this is the type of woman I need around me, and this is not the type of woman I need
Right.
around me.
For sure. For sure.
I wanna add one piece before we close out. I know we gotta go. Um, I love the piece. Find out what you like, because you have to find out what you like um, in order to find out and understand what you don't like. But I will say this: I found out what I liked and what I didn't like once I found out who I was.
Mm,
Once I understood who I was. Once
mm,
I was confident and comfortable in myself.
mm-hmm.
I was confident and comfortable with that I liked and that I didn't like, and that which I didn't like, it was easy for me to articulate in a very nice and healthy fashion that this is not my choice. I
Mm,
choose not to go in this direction or to be in this area. And again, life is funny. I think it's about how you express what you learn,
mm-hmm.
what you have, as opposed to and those things being more so about you than things outside of you. It's great. It's great to know about real estate. It's great to know about short-term rentals, home decor, empowering people. Running things, leadership, production, being a producer, the executive producer, and so forth. And all of those things are amazing, but that's what you do. It's not who you are.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, yeah, I
And
just
that's a good piece. But how do you know? You said you once you know who you are. How do you know when you know who you are?
I think your your knowledge about how you think, what you choose, how you feel, and that's a choice. What you choose, what stays, what doesn't, what you surround yourself with, what you don't, how you behave, and because you can know yourself and know that you're not doing any good and be comfortable in that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and you can know yourself and always putting better things around you, growth oriented things around you, to help you to continue to become, because the body is designed for that. The body is designed to grow. And so one way feels frustrated and the other way feels absolutely amazing. And I think that's when you really have tapped into yourself and understanding the things that you want around you and the things that you don't.
That's true. You know, the reason I asked the question, because for me, it's, and I don't know if it's emotional intelligence or getting or knowing yourself, but for me, it was when I would stop being triggered by stupid little things, right? And one day I said something happened, and I can't remember if it was a young lady or somebody or a guy. Something happened, and I was like, bro, I'm secure in my masculinity. That stuff don't affect me. You know what I'm saying? And when once I was of that mindset is when, to be honest with you, and I'm thinking back as I know we gotta go, and I'm thinking back. So we go at 8:30. I'll let you guys go. But I'm thinking back to that, and you know, that's to Dino's point. That's when I think was when I really realized all the stuff that, you know, I know who I want in my life and who I want around me.
Shanta, any closing thoughts before we let you get out of here? I know we might have made you a little bit late. We apologize, but you've been an amazing guest.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Because I mean, we kind of definitely shift gears.
Yeah.
So, as far as getting to know yourself, I feel like I just want to end with this. I started doing personal development when I started, like, really, like, the first, like, personal development book I probably picked. I was probably about 24, and it was a book by Russell Simmons. I think it was called "Do You," and that was like the first book that kind of had like the personal development like theme. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get back in the camera properly. But I remember that, and then it's like from there, that's when it took off. That's when I started, examining, the Tony Robbins and
Get that first hit of dopamine. You like,
And I remember when his book is, I keep saying I'm gonna repurchase it, I'm gonna reread it, because I definitely can't wait to reread it. Because it was such a simple read, and I loved it so much, and I was able to relate. That's my point. My point was Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons talks the way I talk. It comes from where I come from. He talks, he cuss, but he does yoga. That's my shit. Like, huh? Would you say? Do you know? I know he's going to emphasize on him being from Queens. No,
he's from New York. That's what she meant. She's from New York.
That's I know, but he's going to emphasize that he's from Queens, which is fine. You can take that. Russ is from Queens. But it's like I was really able to, like, when I'm reading his book, I felt so comfortable in the language that he used was so, I was so relatable. Like that was like, this was it. And then I remember the next book I loved Kimora and I loved Russell when they were together. Kimora's book. I love Kimora. I love what she was doing in fashion with Baby Fat at the time and all those other things. And I say all of that to say that book right there got me asking myself different questions. So I feel like you said, I forget exactly the question you asked, but it was something about getting to know yourself. I think you said, how do you know when you're getting to know yourself? And it's really about when you really just start to really do like a real observation, when you're actually doing something and reflecting on it. Because you can do, but it's no reflection behind it. When you're starting to do and you're reflecting, when you might do something, it's like, damn, that wasn't right. Well, that felt good. I should probably do some more of that. Well, I went over here with these folks, and those not really my type of folk, but I was vibing with them. So that's probably my folk. That's probably my tribe. And things come in certain packaging. We talked about this, come in certain packaging. You feel like it's supposed to show up like this and look like this, but it don't look like this. You don't think it's what it's supposed to be. So I can't dance. I'm a Black woman. I got hips, and everybody see my shape, and it's like, oh, we know you can dance, and I can't dance. And they used to call me an Oreo.
How could you not dance and be black? You can't hear the rhythm.
See, from Harlem. I can do a two-step. I can do a two-step.
Everybody from Harlem can't shake.
There's no way you can hear the rhythm and you can't dance.
I can do a two-step, but I'm not a dancer. So I say that to say, like, you think packaging is going, you think it's going to look this way, and your tribe might be over here doing these things. Right. I remember even being young, and I know I'm a little longer, but we got to go. I remember in 5th grade, had a friend. Her mom was in Lucille Roberts in the gym. And we were 10 years old, and she used to go with her mother to fitness classes, and we all looking at her like, y'all acting white. What's wrong with y'all? And she's like, no, we're not acting white. She's like, my mom. She's trying to lose weight, and I'm going with her, and I like the classes. That's something that she genuinely liked, because fitness is not really introduced to us so young, and the Black community is usually introduced to us later. Then it's like, now it's, and then we're doing everything that they do, which is the whites, and whatever they do is right, and whatever we do is wrong. So if they're doing it, then it must be the right thing. So we had all of that, and I feel like, what's my train of thought? But
tell a story. Tell a brunch story.
What brunch story?
You was driving to the place to get the brunch, and we wasn't even in the same vehicle. I think we was in different vehicles.
We was driving to brunch.
Remember we went through on a Sunday. It was on a Sunday morning. We was going to brunch, right?
Oh yes. So I used to live in Westchester. Dino lives in Westchester. So we both lived in Westchester. We were in this little area in Westchester. That's
find you.
Yeah, it was a really cute area, and every place that every person that we passed on the street, that was the whole town was like jogging. Like, this was a town of joggers, and it was like, this is just something that this town does. Now, whereas in our community, let's just say we might have a community of, we want to watch the basketball game, which is cool too. That's a form of exercise, but it's just like, that might be a bad example. But
it is. You sugarcoating it.
Well,
we drove through the white town, and everybody was exercising on this Sunday morning. And we drove through the black town, and people was on their way to and from the bodega with those little dirty looking black plastic bags. One town was eating, the blacks were eating, and the whites were around health, centered in.
The whole town was jogging.
Whole town. You couldn't help but see it. You couldn't help but recognize it. Like, if you paying attention.
On the streets. They were on the streets. They weren't in the park. We didn't go past the park. I'm talking about we were driving through the town, and everywhere we did have to do the 25 miles an hour, the 20 miles an hour speed limit, because people were on the streets and on the sidewalks jogging.
And when we saw it, and because we both saw it from, she was in her car, I was in my car, and I know when I saw it, I was like, wow, it reminded me of Aruba. But more importantly, it was like, we have to take health more seriously. We have to take health more seriously, and get rid of skin color or race, just people. Yeah, because it's in everybody's food. It's just the dependent upon what type of food you're eating, how much of it are you consuming, and then are you taking the steps to be able to grow your physical and mental and spiritual and emotional health.
There's a lot of things that our people is the first and they dominate, and there's a lot of things that we're late to the party.
Yes.
For. Yeah. And the exercise thing is funny, you guys having this conversation, because I just moved in. We just got a 5-bedroom house, and we just moved into a new area, and we're the only Black people in this area. Wow. And wifey likes to go out and walk. And yesterday she went out to work, and a deer stared her down. Right? Wow. She had to stare down with a deer.
Right.
What she said to me was, because I usually would, when we was in the other neighborhood, I would go out walking with her. And I wasn't letting her walk by herself in that neighborhood. But the new neighborhood, her comment was, there's so many people out walking. To your point.
Yeah.
There's so many people out walking. But the piece that we're late to is that aging happens because you slow down your body. A body in motion age slowly. And people and the white people has discovered that. And you'll notice all the older people, a lot of these people are walking, they older. You know what I'm saying? Because they've learned that if they want to slow down the aging process, they want their body to stop deteriorating. They're going to slow down on the eating and they're going to slow down on the sitting around. You got to have that body in motion. The reason as kids you was burning all those calories because your body was constantly
right.
And once you get older, you start sitting around. This is what happens. But listen, Shanta, first of all, thank you for jumping on. We greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Definitely want to have you back with Janelle so we really could get into that women empowerment piece. But we don't know how soon that's going to happen. And I know you empower so many women. I want you to tell the people if they want to get at you now and find out more about you, where can they find you?
So right now, my social media, because I'm actually rebranding myself. I have 3 components that I'm actually 3 brands that I'm bringing together. So I'm gonna give my Instagram because hopefully by the time you guys hear this, it's together. But my name on Instagram is Coach Shanta B. That's COAH. No, that's COACH. Excuse me, Coach Shanta B, like my name, like you see on the screen, and you can hit me there. I don't post too much, but you can always hit me in my DM, and I definitely respond.
Nice.
And you can reach out if you have any questions on short-term rentals. I hate to use the term mentorship, but I am going to put together a program where I can actually teach you short-term rentals, so I can give you some tricks of the trade and cut your time in half and alleviate some of the risks that comes with it, the trial and error. So I'm going to do that very soon. But you definitely can hit me. Have any questions about short-term rental? I also teach financial education. So I'm going to I can tell you about that. That's going to be about credit and saving and budgeting and things like that, and home decor. That's my thing. I always feel like just really quick that your environment contributes a lot to your mood, your motivation, the things that you really feel like getting up and doing things like that. And it's not about having a bunch of expensive things. No, it's about having your place. You can just have it in order, having a place for everything, keeping it neat and tidy, and getting rid of things that you're not using. Maybe giving them away. Or or finding a place for them to be, but that's a big deal. When your place is clean and things are in order, you can sit down and get those things out of your head and on paper and execute. So that's my thing.
Definitely. We got to link up because on that home decor, wifey works for a furniture company.
Okay.
And the whole market. It's something I want to do with home decor because thing about being an entrepreneur, and since she's so passionate about it, I want to open our own furniture brand.
I love that. Yes.
And we already got the name and all that stuff. So, anyways, we're gonna catch up and we're gonna talk about that. I know you got to get out of here, but
I'm gonna just throw this out here too, just so you know, for wifey, that I'm planning a trip to China in December. So that might be something that she want to go on, so she can actually meet with the vendors, see the actual furniture and things like that.
That's a move.
That's a power move. And to the mentor piece, guys, if y'all listening, mentor, get her as a mentor. Don't be ashamed to get a mentor. I'm telling you, mentorship shortens your learning curve significantly.
Yes, it does. And I will say, even though I do market more towards women, I have so many guy, and I'm gonna say they're more friends who call me. I have more guy friends probably than actually girlfriends, and they're calling me up, and I'm on the phone with most of my guy friends more than I am with my girlfriends. So I even know, like I said, I prefer to coach women. I'm definitely here for the fellas, 1000%.
Absolutely. So we thank you again, Coach Dino. We thank you for jumping on and helping Janelle out. Dino has a emotional quotient program that I definitely want you guys to get it. If people is interested, how can they reach you, sir?
The best bet is to go to the website, We are beautiful men and women .com, spelled all the way out, BEAUTIFUL, MENANDWOMEN.com, spelled all the way out, beautifulmenandwomen.com. We're still adding some things to the initial homepage of the website, but you can definitely see what's coming up, see what's going on, and emotional intelligence is in everything, not from a professional perspective, from a personal perspective. Personal is before professional.
Absolutely.
And so thank you. I appreciate that opportunity. Beautiful men and women.
Absolutely. Thank you both for being on Power Fridays Live. We're going to get out of here. Good night.
Introducing Money Just Flew Out the Window by Janelle Pulley. Get your copy of the book. Money Just Flew Out the Window. It shows you how to manage and build family wealth. Discover how to protect your family and your future. How to build a proper financial foundation. Discover reasons why you have been financially unstable. Why financial freedom is important. How to key into the financial liberty your fellow men who have this knowledge are enjoying. Discover ways to retain the freedom regardless of your income. Support the family without stress. And lots more. Get your copy of Money Just Flew Out the Window now.